After huge pressure from angered Nigerian citizens, finally, the federal government have been forced to suspend controversial cybersecurity levy. As we know, on May 6, 2024, Nigerians were startled by an order from the Central Bank of Nigeria directing banks operating in the country to begin charging a cybersecurity levy on all electronic transactions. A circular signed by the Apex Bank's Director of Payment System Management, Chibuzo FOB, and the Director of Financial Policy and Regulation, Haruna Mustafa, disclosed that the 0.5% levy would commence on May 20. The CBN directive was given to all commercial, merchants, non-interest and payment service banks, other financial institutions, mobile money operators, and payment service providers. We learned that the circular issued on Monday was a continuation of an early communication, specifically a letter dated June 25, 2018, and another one, October 5, 2018, regarding compliance with the Cybercrimes Prohibition Prevention Act 2015. The CBN also noted that the reduction and collection of the cybersecurity levy was a sequel to the enactment of the 2024 Cybercrime Prohibition Prevention Amendment Act of 2024. The circular read, following the enactment of the Cybercrime Prohibition Prevention Amendment Act 2024 and under the provision of Section 4, subsection 2A of the Act, a levy of 0.5%, equivalent to 0.5% of all electronic transactions value by the business specified in the second schedule of the Act, is to be remitted to the National Cybersecurity Funds, which shall be administered by the Office of the National Security Advisor. Deductions shall commence within 2 weeks from the date of this circular for all financial institutions, and the monthly remittance of the levies collected in bulk to the NCF accounts domiciled at the CBN by the 5th business day of every subsequent month, exempted from the levy where loan disbursements and repayments, salary payments, intra-account transfers within the same bank or between different banks for the same customer, and intra-bank transfer between customers of the same bank. Other financial institutions' instructions to their correspondent banks, interbanks placement, banks transfer to CBN, and vice versa, will also remain unaffected by the new charge. We gather that, apart from the cybersecurity levy, citizens pay several other levies for electronic transactions. In December 2019, the CBN published a review of charges for banking services in its updated guide to charges by banks, other financial and non-bank financial institutions, which took effect from January 1st, 2020. In 2021, bank customers using unstructured supplementary service data payment channel were mandated to pay a flat fee of 6.98 naira per transactions, replacing the former 4.89 naira session billing structure. The CBN warned that any financial institution that breached any of the provisions as contained in the guide would pay a penalty of 2 million per infraction, or as may be determined by the CBN from time to time. Following the announcement of the cybersecurity levy, many Nigerians took to social media to express their anger, describing the move as braving extortion. An ex-user named Chidi wrote, "What are these people turning Nigeria to? They have added all kinds of deductions to my account. What is a cybersecurity levy? This is extortion. It's always the bank's responsibility to protect people's money and information. Why is this administration interfering? This is criminal." On Tuesday, May 7, 2024, a former member of the House of Representatives, Levy, said citizens need to question how the monies gathered from the levy would be spent. What we should be asking for really is about oversight. How is that money going to be spent? Who oversees that money? What layers of the cybersecurity spectrum will that money be spent on? What is the recourse? If I get perhaps threatened, or if I get blackmailed by cyber criminals, how do I get, or how do I seek recourse? Gaby asked. Explaining further, He stated that Nigeria has faced challenges in fully implementing internationally agreed upon cybersecurity protocols since 2015, attributing delays to security concerns and funding allocation challenges. He said Nigeria has been postponing the full implementation of the internationally agreed protocol since 2015.
The intent of the bill is right. The time is ripe. Is the time right for other things? Now, this is a question that should be asked, but is the time right for us to fully operationalize our Cybersecurity Act and the Cybercrime Act of 2015 as amended? Yes, it is. And again, we don't do a good job of communication. This is our problem. We don't communicate strategically. When the superhighway in Lagos started, again, there was a lot of uproar. Again, because there was no strategic communications, people did not understand what is happening or the value they will get eventually when it happens. Now we have an NSA who is playing the role that an NSA should be playing, which is coordinating the security agencies and ensuring that anything that poses a security threat to the nation is dealt with. I ask you again, every single day, how many young people do you see EFCC parading for Yahoo, aka cybercrime? Too many. The porosity cannot be comprehended because we assume we are secure. If Nigerian banks were to open up to how much money they've been losing through cybercrime, perhaps everybody will run to take their money out because you realize that your monies are not safe. And this is not something that a country can implement in isolation. The most powerful countries in the world get hacked almost on a daily basis. The hackers evolve, your security policy and protocols have also to evolve to counter. So for me, is the timing right? The timing has been right and right for a very, 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 very long time. The methodology of the implementation perhaps could have been better. The communication strategy could have been better. And again, the beauty of participatory democracy here, when you and I, we have representatives at the local government, at the state level, and at the federal. Let those who we have voted in to represent us gauge our temperature and ask for perhaps postponement, deferment, or perhaps to ask for more explanation. What we should be asking for really is about oversight. How is that money going to be spent? Who oversights that money? What layers of the cybersecurity spectrum will that money be spent on? What is the recourse? I'm sure the lawyer will talk about this. If my money gets taken away from me, or if I get perhaps threatened, or if I get blackmailed by cyber criminals, how do I seek recourse? Then lastly, don't forget there are nation states in this world that have fine-tuned cyber criminality to become a weapon of mass destruction. Some rogue states use cyber criminal acts in developing nations like ours with weak oversight, with weak security protocols, to steal our money without us even knowing that our monies have been stolen. How many times do you receive bank alerts? This has been debited, that has been debited. As long as it is below a certain threshold, you don't really care, because those who even bank are the bankable. The unbankables actually outnumber the bankables by a number staggering to even mention.
However, a former chief economist for Zenith Bank, Marcel Okeke, in his reaction on May 8, 2024, questioned the decision of the CBN to introduce the cybersecurity levy, adding that the government appeared to be insensitive to the feelings of Nigerians. Why is it coming now when there is a serious outcry in the polity about people suffering? We have people suffering a high rate of inflation. We have the naira battered in the foreign exchange market. We have people going through all sorts of challenges and all that. And here we are hearing that another kind of tax is being imposed on everybody because everybody uses technology in transferring money, he said. He noted that many people, stakeholders, and interest groups were already kicking against the levy and wondering how the government was making its decisions, whether it was for the people or against the interest of the people. Nigerians are worried. Even the NLC, SERAP, and the students' body are kicking against it and joining them to ask, why is this kind of tax coming at this time? Also, an economist, Bernard Wusu, described the newly introduced levy as unproductive. Wusu explained, I think this cybersecurity levy provides a window into what is happening in Nigeria's democracy. Just as the military regime indiscriminately awarded oil blocks to their friends and cronies, the civilian government is not developing legal frameworks for extorting businesses and individuals. This country has given us reason to doubt such moves. No cyberspace or cyber anything will be secured. We know this because the stamp duty levy that has been deducted for years has not been used to achieve anything significant for individuals. He therefore stated that the duplication of transactions should be rejected. Furthermore, the volume of transactions on e-payment platform experienced an impressive 79.04% increase, rising from 541 million in January 2023 to 968.59 million by December 2023. However, on Tuesday, May 14, 2024, the federal government announced the suspension of the controversial cybersecurity levy, noting that the policy was undergoing a review. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who disclosed this while briefing State House correspondents after the Federal Executive Council meeting in Abuja, said the position of the government is that policy has been suspended. It has been put on hold. That is the position of the government for now. It is undergoing some form of review. It was reiterated in the council FEC meeting yesterday. You know that today's council meeting is a continuation of the council meeting of yesterday. So, I can tell you that the cybersecurity levy has been put on hold. It is being reviewed by the government.
Cybersecurity levy. The position of government is that that policy has been suspended. That policy has been put on hold. That is the position of government for now. It is undergoing some form of review. It was reiterated in council yesterday. You know that today's council is a continuation of the council meeting of yesterday. So I can tell you the cybersecurity levy has been put on hold. It is being reviewed by government. For now, it is on hold. Thank you.